All right, guys, good morning. This is my cryptocurrency journal for August 11th. None of this is financial advice because I am not a financial advisor. This is just supposed to be my personal journal. Anyways, let's get right into it. Okay, so still focusing on these coins. My bias for today is I think we get a mini pump driven by futures that'll get knocked down around 29.52. So we're actually already there right now. This is exactly kind of where I'm looking for it to get knocked down. Because if you check the CVDs, you can see there's that twop that's going on. Futures is holding up the market. Spot is selling. Looks like spot caught a little bit of a bid here. So we're pumping a little bit, but I do think we get rejected around this area. Once that VWAP gets tagged, so this is the VWAP right here, which I have anchored to this top. So once the VWAP gets tagged, I think we take out the local low. So I'm expecting us to just kind of pump here and then eventually come take out this low, right? Because we had a nice good test off the midpoint right there. 2 touches, pump, time to come back down. Okay, so my BTC bias for today is bearish. So bullish scenario would be instead if the spot bid picks up and we start to accept above here, right, and consolidate, then I'd expect us to make a move up probably to that high. So what coin looks the strongest today? XRP looks the strongest since spot and futures are both accumulating. So just XRP just looking really strong. You have good accumulation here. Futures is flat. Spot bid is picking up and futures bid is picking up. And if you just look at the overall structure for XRP, it looks like it is accumulating where, okay, you had your selling climax right here, you had a spring right here, okay, spring test right here, this was your sign of strength, so you're kind of pulling back here to kind of retest possibly this line right here. It just looks like we're accumulating here, and if this accumulation phase is successful, then I would expect us to come out of here and take out these highs, you know, to make our way up. So XRP looks the strongest, although Sol has a tendency to pump harder. I'm actually looking for a Sol short around here, okay? And Confluence would be a good tag of the upper band of this line on the BTC pair. So waiting for that. I think we'll get it, okay? So anyway, Sol has a tendency to pump harder though because it's a smaller market cap is my guess. So what coin looks the weakest? Composition looks the weakest to me just because it's been in a downtrend ever since you had this UTAD event up here, okay? So you had a UTAD here, you had a last point of supply right there, and it's just been down only since then. It looks like this is just simply a redistribution phase. And this was another UT right here. So you had redistribution right here, UT right here. This is your last point of supply, and I'd expect us to fully come back down here to 52.6. Not only that, but the CVDs kind of confirm this, where both futures and spot has been down only. So composition might be a good one to short again today, since I am bearish for BTC. If I were to do a short, I would probably want to get in a short. You know, I probably missed the short right here. This would have been the best position. But if we hold this right here, then I would take a short above here. So you know what? I'll set an alert once we break this high. And then just looking at the BTC pair, not really much signal on the BTC pair for composition. Maybe if we come down here, it'd be good for a little bit of a bounce of some sort. But okay. So Wyckoff structures for my coins of focus, we talked about that. Solana looks to be like a larger barefoot, like a bull flag of some sort. If you just zoom out a little bit, you had a reaccumulation structure that was right here, right? Solana was accumulating in this area right here. It looks like you break out, and this is your sign of strength, although it does look like it's flagging up, right? Because you're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Although I do think that this could be a potential top of some sort, like local top, right? Before we come back down and at least take out this low. That would be the ideal situation, to come down here, get positioned in for another long to potentially go up. Because Bitcoin right at the moment, I think, is going to take out this low, right? And hit like the ideal long entry, which is down below here by the POC. So if that happened, that would be good confluence for Solana. Although the fact that it is holding the lows here kind of gives more credit to the idea that we might actually come up a little bit higher and take out this high. So that would be just the thing to be aware of. Okay, XRP looks to be accumulating. We talked about XRP, just this accumulation structure. This was our sign of strength, kind of accumulating here, potentially make a run up higher, you know. But if Bitcoin does roll over, then I wouldn't be surprised if we took this out, you know, and kind of consolidated here before we had another move up. We'll see what happens. Okay, comp is in redistribution, right? I think the lows at 53.06 will be taken out. Would be nice to buy at 52.5. So just to reiterate again, so I do think these lows are going to be taken. And also these lows, 54, what did I say, 53.06, the lows of 53.06. These lows, I do think these lows will be taken out, right? And then we'll come back down to here for a good buy. I know it looks like pretty far away, but you know, if Bitcoin does shit the bed, then I don't think it's unreasonable to come down here. That's like another 5% move. So composition might be the move for a short. Anyways, okay, let's take a quick look at the open interests and funding rate. Okay, Bitcoin open interest kind of just, it looks like it's going up a little bit. Funding rate, not really giving much signal. XRP open interest is increasing, which is good because spot is buying and futures is buying. So it just kind of goes to add to the bullish narrative of XRP. Looks like spot is buying, futures is buying. Let me take a closer look at the Solana CVDs because, okay, so it looks like spot has been kind of flat here, accumulating. Futures, okay, so this sell-off was futures driven, but it does look like both futures and spot are buying again. So I don't know. I did want to short Solana, but I don't know if I'm going to, because just looking at the strength of it and just the larger structures that are at play here, it's kind of telling me that it might be a little bit risky to short. You know, I think it would almost be better to, we'll have to see what happens. I'll feel it out, right? Because it's very likely we come in, we take out this high since Solana is bullish. But okay, let's look at composition, decreasing open interest. Funding rates are increasing, it looks like, so very lackluster volume from spot and futures. All right, anyways, that is kind of my recap for the morning. I will see you guys when the trading day is over. Later. All right, here's a quick review of how the trading day went. So my bias was correct, and Bitcoin did end up taking this VWAP line right here that I have anchored to the top over here. And after that, the low was taken out right here. I'm happy that my bias was correct in that regards. So how did the day go? Today went well despite taking a loss. Okay, so I did take a loss. So I took a break-even trade, which I consider a win. And then I took a small loss trying to long XRP. This could have been mitigated. My loss for XRP could have been mitigated because I took a long basically right here. I didn't execute it as good as I should have. I should have waited for a bit of consolidation right here, right? So I took my long about right here, and then once the market broke out like right here, I moved my stop loss below these lows here, and of course I got stopped out right here. But that would have been this trade would have been a win if I had just stuck to my stop loss below the local low. So I took a small hit on that. Overall, the trading day did go well. What went well today? My bias for today was correct. I took trades that aligned with my bias, and I executed those trades well for the most part. I was patient and wasn't eager to jump into a trade even when the market flew away from me. So Sol, for example. So I was looking to get to long Sol in this area right here. And when this accumulation phase happened, right, I was waiting for us to come down a little bit lower to kind of tag some of this volume in here, right? And we never actually came down here, right? So I watched Sol come down here and come down here again, really waiting for us to get to here. And of course, the market took off against me, but I see that as that's okay, because I was patient. It didn't fit my criteria, and I think this is like the sort of skill set that I need to cultivate in order to be a successful trader. You know, just being patient and waiting until my criteria is completely defined, not just jumping into a trade because it's going against me, right? Or because it's starting to go in my favor. So, okay, what can be improved? Okay, I should make my take profit level smaller. I was in a winning short with composition, but round tripped it, broke even since I was expecting further downside and ended up getting consolidation. So for composition, I ended up taking a short right here. I got in pretty much at the top. I should have just set my take profit level to be a little bit closer, like right here, because I was expecting us to come down like way down here, you know, potentially to here or even to take out this low, and I was wrong with that, right? I should just keep my take profit levels short because not every trade is going to be a huge swing, right? See, this is the sort of thing when you get liquidation events like this or huge swings, that is when you'll get the big runs of the lows, right? So because we had this, now I'm fully expecting these lows to be taken, right? Because you had such a significant event here. But with this, right, like I should have just been targeting the local low, right? Instead of like targeting all the way down here. So that's just a lesson to myself. That's something I'm going to try to work on next week, and for tomorrow is More realistic take profit levels, focus on getting wins. Not every trade is going to be a big runner. Okay, so we already talked about this. What was the strongest coin? Okay, so Solana ended up being the strongest. You know, you did have a nice run here. That was what? That was almost like a 2% run. Did not get involved in that trade, unfortunately, but that is okay. Okay. Which coin was the weakest? Composition ended up being the weakest because it was pretty much just like, it was pretty much down and consolidated throughout the day. And then of course we had this huge run here that I did not get involved in. I did have this sectioned out to get involved in a short, but I went to see Oppenheimer with some friends later, so I did not take this trade. I took this trade, I probably would have gotten stopped out, but one thing I do want to make note of is if you look at the Bitcoin pair, it did tag like the top of the Bitcoin pair, which I found pretty remarkable. You know, like it goes to show, at least I think, again, not financial advice, that looking at the Bitcoin pair of an alt can be significant and can be useful for support and resistance, right? Because I thought we were just gonna blow past this, right? I even had an alert set to get involved in a short like right here, but we just blew past that, right? So the fact that it tagged at the top of the Bitcoin pair, at least for this resistance line, I thought was kind of cool. Price action for your coins of focus. What was your bias correct? For the most part, I was correct about my coins of focus price action. I was surprised with how weak XRP was, given that spot was buying so heavily. It appears futures really holds this coin down. Okay, so looking at XRP, XRP has been pretty weak, right? Like you didn't really get that much movement in XRP, which really surprised me because if you look at the spot volume has been buying significantly in here, but futures has been kind of holding the market down. So that's just something that I find interesting about XRP, because usually in other coins, like when spot is buying, especially Bitcoin, that's like very bullish, right? And you'll usually see some sort of explosive move. So this does make me think that XRP is accumulating of some sort, the fact that spot is buying so heavily, and whenever futures does start bidding, I do think there's going to be an explosive move out of here, probably to tag some of these highs, definitely to tag some of these highs, maybe make a way back up to the top of the range. We will see. So did I follow my focus goals from yesterday? Yes. Yes, I did. And those were identifying a bias and sticking to trades with that bias, waking up early. Yep. And going through my newly added prep. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow's focus, more realistic take profit levels, focusing on getting wins. Not every trade is going to be a big runner. Anyways, so that's the end of today's journal. Thanks for watching if you watched the entire thing, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.